So the first thing we're going to come across is the fact that we're in the support task bar here. So we're on the left hand side task items bar, support task. And if you can't see this, then you'll need to ask your system administrator to give you access. So we have a number of icons starting from all support tasks. All support tasks are everything that's going through the support queue. Support calls are things that are being dealt with, support in the way of a support call. A support task is something where somebody's asking you to deal with something which is more, it's a longer term type support environment work. Training is where people are requesting training, support help, which again in any support environment is often the case. We live in a world of ever-growing complexity. We have the knowledge base. This is where people can store longer term knowledge that is actually useful, and this is one of the key things to get across to the support system. A lot of times with people using support systems, or a lot of the ways companies are set up, people walk out the door at the end of the day and take the knowledge home with them. The idea with iDirres is that you start getting into a habit of storing it in your business, so it's there for the longer term. You have an option to support to go through and actually search your support tasks. Again, this brings up the support task toolbar here, and you can press advanced, and that gives you lots of options there to find in data. And then the final option is actually to open a given support call that's there. So what I'm going to do is we'll just go back to all support tasks here, and we're going to go and create a new one. One thing I will say before we go any further is if we move up, we can see an option here on the left hand task manager bar called online accounts. I'll just click that. For your customers to be able to access the web interface, which we're going to do a little bit later on in this video, they will need to have an online account access, and the reason for that is the fact that it's a way of making sure that you separate out all your online activity from your CRM system. And again, we've discussed in Contact Results how that again separates data out. Well, the idea behind this is the fact that it's to try and stop you with having all your shopping cart logins, all your online customer service logins, cluttering up the Contact Results part of the system. So when I talk to you there about creating an online account or giving a customer access, remember that what you'll need to do is come to online accounts, go to new, and if they're an existing customer, so like for example Simon, we put Simon's details into the system here, and what we do is we go OK. It would automatically send an email out to him with the passwords and user access to get into the system. So what we shall do is we'll go back to the support task system. We will go to new. Task code. It's not inconceivable in this day and age that you're actually going to be working with other people and other organisations like telecommunications companies, etc. So they might have their own tasks and support code. So we'll put one in, so actually completely random. And again, what we'll talk about whilst we're here is the fact that it's this down, up and across, down, up and across, down, up and across, down methodology of filling the data in. So if we go to company name, put the company time, and again what we're seeing here is the benefits of iDirres. The data is in one place in the Contact Results system, yet because it's there, it now means everything is seamlessly joined together. So if I go to Simon Gibbons, or actually I'll tell you what, I'm going to put Mark Gibbons in on this one. So if we now go to put a subject in, yeah, I must admit I'm having trouble with my can of soup, don't know how to cook it. Or he's having trouble with his cans of soup, instructions. What we can do as well is we can set an owner for the call. So we'll say that Mike or Gibbons is the owner there, and then we can set categories. So if I go to what we'll do just very briefly is, if we can see here, some categories are just designed to be a top level category, so at the end of the day there's only one part to it, so it's a PC and then you can enter the item, so like sound card or something like that. You could, you know, if you hadn't set up sub items. If you set sub items up in the administration console, when I click on Microsoft there, it then actually populates this list here. So if we go back again, printer doesn't have any sub items, but because we've gone into the administration system and set them up for Microsoft, it actually gives us sub items here. So we'll put Microsoft Word in there. Again, it's categorization. Up and across, we can set a priority. We'll say it's urgent. We can now set whether it's a support call, task guide, training, knowledge, which corresponds to these icons here. That's how simple it is. So we'll say it's a support call. We say that it's new. We can not alter the created date. That's in the system forever. You can't touch that. There's a review date, so we can set days when we're going to review things. So we could say to a client, okay, we'll review it on a couple of days hence. We can add comments to the call. So I go here. I'm just grabbing some text here just to make it a little bit more pretty. I add those comments there. We can add attachments. We have parent tasks and child tasks. I'm not going to discuss that in this video. That's a bit more of a technical subject. Needless to say, the idea is you can create a hierarchy of a call. A parent task could be that a new office is being built. This call could be related to cabling, bringing the people in to do the data cabling, and a child task could be going out there and actually teaching somebody how to use the cabling racks. That's just an example. Related tasks are things that often come up that are very similar. So for example, back on the cabling issue, you know, you've got your Cat5 lying around the place. You know, what it might be is that you might have a guide that you've already produced on how to cable up and things like that, and you know, rather than recreate all that information in another call, what you might do is put the related task call in there and link it together. Again, slightly more advanced subject, we'll cover that on another video. We have additional information, and what you can do is you can have additional affected users. So again, you might have an issue, say a printer in an office is down, a common printer that 10 people print to, or again, although this is a support system, it's not geared at just the IT industry. It could be that you have a number of clients who have bought certain flowers from you, or you know, bushes or something like that, and they're suddenly starting dying off, and you realise that it's actually a nitrogen deficiency. I don't know. You could actually go and create a list of all the people in here. You just quite simply go add. You'd put the person in. So if we just put in, just search through that company there, and we'll just put these people in here. These are affected users, and the system will update them as to the progress. You've got tracking users, and again, they're people who think, oh right, okay, I want to keep up to date on this call. Asset ID, manufacturer ID, again, it just allows you to try and cross-link stuff. And very importantly, there is the private user task here. Private user task means that if it's ticked, nobody else will see it in the entire system. Now, iDirres offers one heck of a capability that if that was unticked, you could actually have a very open system, almost behaving like a forum, where anybody could raise a support call, anybody could see it, and anybody could apply comments and work with that support call. It depends how you wish to set your business up, and it depends how you want to work, create that level of provision. You can always run it as a default without the private user task, and then if you have something that's private and you don't want other people to see it, you could tick it, and then that would remove that out from it. You've got scheduling here. I just go here, and you can again put calendar appointments in, etc. So what we've done there is we create a support call. As always, if we look on the right hand side, it's saying that there's no ID issue to it. So if I move my mouse over to the save icon, and we just save that now, what we've now got is we have now got a support task in here, and we can see it here, so that at any stage we could double click on it. We can go to edit using the pencil at the top here. We can go to edit here, we could paste more text in, and you see the spell check has come in there. If I now save that back, we've just added more information to that support call. The second part of what I wanted to talk to you about is this very clever part of the system though. What we have here is we have the customer part of the system. When the customers first log in, they come across this dashboard area, and what we have here is tasks I have reported. Now I basically said when we open that call, if we just go back and look at it here, we said that the person involved in it was Marcus, and if we actually go and look at it here, we said this is the call here that has just been put in for me. So if I go to view, and this is what your customers can do, if I go to view, I can actually see the support call here. So if I now go and edit it, what I can do as a customer is I can say, oh, actually it's not that important, I don't need such a high priority. I can also go, and if I just borrow some text here, I can go and put text in here. I can add attachments, and more importantly is the fact it's giving me a two-way feedback, which is quite impressive. If I now save this, so it's saved that there, and in the support system that you're operating with, I'll just go and reload this. We'll see that the support type has dropped from urgent to medium priority, and there's the comment that I've added as a customer. And again, the customer could add attachments, etc. into there. Very powerful, especially at this level of the market, without you paying thousands of pounds. So I would like you to take that away, is the fact that's how you create a support task. It's very easy, very rapid, and more importantly it means that you've got access to information in the long term. That brings to the end of this video.